Hello everybody, how is it going? I wanted to record a little bit of Chroma for you. Now, last time I did kind of like a beginner's guide. This time around will not be a beginner's guide. I will still explain what the cards do, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the deck I will play, explain how the deck works, and then we're just going to play. And I'm just going to assume that after I explain how the deck works, you know how the game works. Okay? Keep in mind the Chroma Blight Kickstarter is still running right now. And yeah, so anyway, I kind of wanted to show you some cool stuff in the game. Because this is a fun game that I'm really proud of and I think you would enjoy. So let's just get into it. Anyway, what we're going to start out with is a develop deck. That's what it's called. So, what is the develop deck? Well, we are playing a hero called Venora. She starts the game with 2 extra coins and can add coins into her hand. Coins give you mana. You can use them to generate mana. Now, generating mana is kind of the whole shtick here. Like, it's the whole idea. So, like, there's stuff like Mana Drone here, which adds mana to your mana pool. You have lots of cards that have Develop, which what Develop does is it summons an enchantment you can sacrifice to gain more mana. Right? And then after, like, it has Dutiful Priest, which is a 5 mana creature. If you play this, then whenever you add mana to your mana pool using coins or developments or any other sorts of effects, you get twice as much. Meaning you get to a shit ton of mana, honestly. With this guy, you can go crazy. And then you have Epigon here, right? This is, again, it develops here. You've got with our Frontier Architect, this is a develop effect. It's all about mana. Now, eventually, what we're hoping to do is play High Archpriest Glycephane, which makes it so that for the rest of the game, you gain extra mana. And ideally, we want to play that while we have always another Sunrise up, which makes it so our Dawn effects trigger twice. Then, even better, if we can bounce her back using always another Sunrise, put her back into our hand, play her again. Or we can use Hope to trigger our Dawn effects again. And after we've gotten all of that mana, right? After we got all of that mana, we play Destruction, which deals 12 damage. Or we play Null Dreams, which lets us spend 2 mana to deal 3 damage. Or we play Glory, which lets us just spend however much mana we want and deal a shit ton of damage. And that's the whole idea, right? So the concept here is generate a ton of mana and then use all of that mana to kill our opponent in like one big blow 'em out play. And that's the strategy. So we'll see how that goes, right? We'll see what we can do with that. And yeah, first we gotta queue into somebody, which we did, so that's fun. All right. But something I'm kind of hoping to show right now, and I really hope people have an open mind, is I want to kind of show that Chroma is its own game, right? Something that's been frustrating me a little recently is people saying, oh, this is just Hearthstone, oh, this is just Magic the Gathering, right? Which, funnily enough, I've seen both. And the thing is, it is a traditional card game, and it will have similarities with those other games, absolutely. And honestly, I could probably work a little bit better. Like, these right here don't really need to have B coins. Like, the inspiration there is a little bit obvious. But the important thing is that they work actually a little differently, right? And they are treated a little bit differently in the game. So, yeah, so, like, it is its own game. And whenever I see people say stuff like, oh, it's just Hearthstone, or it's just Magic, or it's just this other card game, it's a little bit frustrating for me because it's sort of like saying, oh, a new FPS gets released. Oh, this is just Call of Duty again, right? And, but yeah, I guess, I mean, like, but Call of Duty didn't invent traditional card games, right? Like, I guess you could argue Magic did, right? But there are lots of traditional card games, and you can make a game in a genre without just straight up copying other games, and there's actually a lot of unique elements to the game. Anyway, we're going to play 15 cards in turn 1. Are you guys ready? So, we play the Mana Drone here, which lets us add 1 mana. We play a second Mana Drone, which lets us add another mana, and then we play the Benefactor, which gives us a coin. Cool. So we're going into turn 2. We're going into turn 2, where we will be able to generate all of the mana. Now, we will have a little bit of a problem, which is after we have generated all of the mana, we will have nothing we can do with it. So I think right now, we might even want to hold back. So what I could do right now is I could play Dutiful Priest. Okay, maybe let me show you. Let me show you what you can do. But with the warning that it is not the good thing to do. Okay? It is not. This will probably lose us the game, but I want to show you what is possible. So, we'll activate these two. We'll add ourselves a little bit of mana here. This lets us play the Dutiful Priest. So this gives us this develop effect. We can use this to play this Frontier Architect, activate this develop again to play another Frontier Architect. Oh my god! Hello, High Archpriest Glycerphane. How glad am I to see you. So now we do this, and now we can play High Archpriest Glycerphane, which, and now I'm out of cards. Hey, Dapperino, thanks for the 3 months. So now we have successfully played everything, and we have infinite mana. We are also completely out of things to do. So, again, this is not necessarily the best thing to do, but it is kind of neat. Oh, great! Oh, this is kind of fantastic. Now, the problem is I need to get rid of some of my shit. Ah, god damn it, I have too much stuff on the board. Because if I now play Hope, I can trigger High Archpriest Glycerphane's effect over and over again, but I don't have any board space. Alright, I'm just gonna attack here. I kind of want to keep Glycerphane alive, but there's nothing on the other side that's gonna attack. So I guess for the time being, we're just gonna wait. Prep coin concede all over again. This is definitely like prep coin, prep coin concede. Like that's what this is. Oh man. No, we can get even more mana, which is fun. Now, what do we do with that mana? Well, that is very much. I had. Oh hey, look, we recognize that card. Cool. Can you kill my stuff? Oh, except for Glycerphane, please. Like, I want Glycerphane to stick around ideally, but the rest of this shit can go. Honestly, I don't need that. Oh my god, no way. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the Boundless Spire. What? Oh, the art is a little bit wacky right now. I'm not sure what's going on there. It's usually prettier than that. But whenever a creature attacks, add 2 coins to the opposing player's hand. Whenever a player plays a coin, you 1 damage to your opponent. So things are about to get really stupid. So let's give it a well played. Oh, is it not working? Ah. Okay, anyway. So, well, first we're going to start adding a lot of coins into our opponent's hand. Right? But let's go ahead and play a Hope. Then attack here, which gives us a coin. Then attack here, which gives us a development. Which I'm not really sure what it's for, but it doesn't really matter because now we have attacked with this, which means we get even more mana at the start of our turn, which I feel really good about. And we still haven't figured out something to do with our mana. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Moments Between, which what the Moment Between does, like it prevents our opponent from drawing too many cards. Now our opponent can only play 1 card a turn, which is really good. So we definitely have that. Will we be able to get our stuff off the board to the ashes on purpose at some point? Well, I mean, like, you can use your own destruction effects to, like, get rid of it if you want, but, like, in another way, not really. Oh my god, no, we're getting null dreamed. Oh no, that's not good. So, oh no. Oh no, oh god, oh no. Oh no, oh god, oh no. No, please stop. Please stop. Okay. So we have Epigon. Oh, we can copy Null Dreams, but I have too much shit on my board. This is turning out to be a very frequent problem here. Okay, so we gotta get rid of our development. Because honestly, we have infinite mana anyway. So I'm gonna play this, which lets me copy any permanent. So anything on the board. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Null Dreams. Now we're gonna go ahead and create a copy of this. Now that I have this, so I think we attack once. Right, we attack with this. Because that again triggers the Dawn effect from Glycephane, making it so the next turn we gain even more mana. We activate this. And then we just really hope we don't die. I mean, like, we got 21 life. We got 21 life, so that's a little bit silly. Anyway, so I've seen people ask, like, why is there maximum on the board? Because the board is a resource. And again, what I did this game wasn't good. What I did this game was not a good play. It was a bad strategy. I just kind of wanted to show you the stupid shit. Right? But the thing is, like, like, I can use all of these stupid things to just kind of, like, go completely wild. And then very quickly arrive at the conclusion that this was not beneficial to me at all. Because I have too much stuff on the board and I have a handful of coins and none of that is helpful. Fuck. That thing is not strong enough. I mean, I get 18 extra mana a turn though, so I feel good about that at least. Yeah, I think we lost. Guys. No, it's over. No. It did feel good while it was going on, though, right? It definitely had, like, there was a moment of glory there that I, for one, really appreciated. I think we just go face, and then I can create another copy of this, I guess, which is not really that useful. If I somehow live another turn, I think I can win, but that seems a little bit unlikely at this stage. Yeah, there we go. So, let's try this again, but this time around, let's try actually playing in a way that might help us win. Now you have kind of seen what the extreme can look like, right? The extreme in terms of let's just get everything out as quickly as we can. But let's go ahead and see if we played a little bit better. Maybe it works a little bit better then. Okay. It's a shame too, because like honestly, if I just had a little bit more, like one board space, I can put down the Null Dreams. I had so much mana, I can win that.
You won't beat me.
So what we have here is a bit more reasonable. It's a bit slow though. And against Baumi, so Baumi can ramp out mana as well, but in a very weird, unique way that makes you just, that breaks your head, and it's really, really stupid. Honestly, like Baumi is just too difficult for my brain. I think I might actually keep this because we can maybe ramp out Garden of Thunder, which this thing just kind of can do a ton of damage. You know, if we only use blue mana, we deal 7 damage to everything, which can be really nice. This is one of the problems. Baumi decks are so difficult to predict. Right? They can be anything. Because Baumi is just such a weird hero that has such weird abilities. So, what she got is she gains any unspent mana from last turn as floating mana next turn. So you can basically just wait a turn with her, do nothing, and then by waiting a turn and doing nothing, she gets like an insane next turn. Or when you're spending mana, you always, like, you don't want to just think about the turn right now with Baumi, but you also always want to think about the next turn, right? Like, how does your mana work out for this turn and for the next turn? And that's for every single turn in the game. And honestly, it's just, it's too much for my small brain. It's just, I can't handle it. Alright, cool. So we're going to play the Moments Between, which is actually really nice because Eager Apothecary has an ability that restores 2 health to a friendly character and lets you draw a card, which is a nice way to mana sync, right? It's just like for 2 mana, you draw a card as long as that guy on the board works out really nicely. but at the same time, it is a little bit slow. But we can deal with it because the moments between slows down the game, right? That's what this card is. Do you get the flavor there? All right, it's just the opponent can't draw more than one card each turn. It's just like, let's slow down. Let's slow down a little bit, right? Let's be here and just relax and look at the beautiful city. All right, so this is some nonsense. This card is bullshit. So all your opponent's spells and abilities to target anything, instead target this. The worst part about this card is that it doesn't make you target it. It just redirects it. Which can, it's just kind of a pain. So we have to... So I think what we do now is we try to run out a Dutiful Priest. Alright, we immediately put this into the guarded stance. This guy, we want to keep protected. As you might have noticed, the priests are the centerpiece of the GBC developed deck, which is what I'm playing right now, right? It's a deck all centered around creatures from the God Beast Congregation and around the developed mechanic, which is kind of like the God Beast Congregation unique mechanic. And all of that is centered around the idea of using the Dutiful Priest to kind of like keep that going. Now, I could, in theory, use Garden of Thunder here, but I don't think that's worth it. I think what we want to do is probably just... We do want to spend some mana, that's for sure. Because this will go away at the start of our turn. We only have this one turn to spend it. The important thing about enchantments is they tick down at the start of your turn. So right now, this would go away. We would just lose this mana. I could just do this... Okay, I think I know what we do. So we play this. I need to use one of these good coins. So we use this one, which lets me play the Knight. And this guy, spells and abilities. So abilities are something specific. This right here is a Dawn effect, which is not an ability. And then I can use this to activate my hero power to apparently add a coin to my opponent's hand. And yo, wait, what? And I felt so smart about it. I felt so clever. Okay. But my protector didn't tank Unite. So this guy, spells and abilities. A Dawn effect is not an ability. So, like, an ability is something like the Eager Apothecary. You know, you see right here how it says ability? That is an ability. Which I understand, maybe the phrasing on that could still use some work. Again, please keep in mind, always keep in mind, this is an alpha. Right? It's not even, not even a beta, it's an alpha. And so, like, yeah, I can definitely see how that phrasing might be a little confusing. Right? While it is precise, it is not 100% clear. But hey, that's the kind of stuff that we're still working on. Right? Okay. Why did the coin go to him? Well, because it's an alpha. Like, it shouldn't. Like, that's just a bug. Okay, so now I think it's time to start dealing with this. We'll just activate this, which adds 2 mana. Garden of Thunder, which deals 7 damage across the board. And then we can activate here, which adds another development into this. Good. Then I activate this because we wanna get rid of that. Now the question is, I think I just use this right here, and my moments between just generate more and more mana.
Love the new game.
Hey, Shooter 8900. Thank you very much for the 35 months. I'm glad you like it. So, I don't know. It's been bothering me, you know, like, people saying it's just Hearthstone. But, like, do you see what I mean with, like, this is a different game? Right? As I have played a shit ton of Hearthstone. Alright? Like, probably, like, more than 1,000 hours. I've gotten Legend multiple times. And as somebody that has played a lot of Hearthstone, has a lot of experience with it, like, to me, playing Chroma is really nothing like playing Hearthstone. Because Chroma has a lot of, like, very unique, kind of, like, weird little mechanics that just work differently than they would in Hearthstone or in other games like that. Anyway, we'll just go ahead and blow this all up again, because we can. Very convenient Garden of Thunder draw. So feeling pretty good about that. How much mana do we have right now? We do actually have 7 mana. We could use that with a Glory. Or I just activate this and get myself another bronze coin. So we definitely always attack. I think we do play Glory here. I would like to just have some more resources available. So we go ahead and queue up all of our mana. Then we play Glory, which draws us 3 cards. And the most important one is Destruction, which... How much mana do we have next turn? We are at 7, plus the 1 from Develop, plus the coin that we just drew from the Benefactor. That is 10. That's enough to go for Destruction. So we should be able to win this turn. We should be able to win this turn. If my math isn't super back. Which it might be. Who really knows, right? Who really knows? Okay, so we have, so we do this. So we had 9 now. If I play this, it adds another coin. Our Dutiful Priest multiplies that. And with that, we are 10, which lets us play Destruction. And then we just attack phase here.
Really say I'm
and we got it. Look at that. Whew. So that went a lot better. That went a lot more like what we kind of wanted to be like. Anyway, let me maybe show you another deck here that I personally really enjoy. So this is a deck that's centered around one very specific card, which is called Love's Death and Feasts. Now, this card uses the Evolve mechanic. The way Evolve works is you have an evolution counter. It's in the bottom left of the screen. And once that evolution counter reaches the value specified on the card, which is in this case 6, then the card transforms and becomes a new card in a way. Right? Now, usually it's not an entirely new card. It's just kind of an upgraded version of it. In this particular instance, Love's Death and Feasts is a 3 mana creature that's a 3/4. And if it evolves, it gains +5/+5, taunt, and warded. Which means it's super insanely strong. But it has one downside. It can only evolve in the graveyard. Or in the ashes, sorry. Old terminology, sorry. It can only evolve in the ashes. So you have to play it, or you have to just get it into the ashes in some sort of way. And then after it's there, you need to get it out of the ashes. And only then can you actually use the buffed up strong version of this card. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. My deck list isn't... I'm not sure how good it is. It's probably not that good yet. But I find it a very fun deck to use. Now, the first important thing to keep in mind here is that we are using Muse for this deck. Muse is a very special hero because Muse has this ability here. The first mana you gain is of all colors. So usually your like the differences in which mana you have, right? Like Muse is a hero that uses green and purple mana. That means she can only really play green and purple cards. But Muse is a bit different because she can actually play any card that just has 1 mana cost of a different color. Just because she has that really nice benefit of having access to 1 mana that is of all colors. So let me actually immediately make an adjustment to this deck here. I just noticed something that would be better. And we're going to put Child of the Flame into this deck. So Child of the Flame is a 1 mana red creature that really we wouldn't be able to play normally, but we can play it because of Muse's special ability. So, let's have a look at, oh, that's the wrong deck. Where am I going? Here we go. So let's have a look at what else we have in this deck. We have something that's holy, which has, when you play it, you choose a creature in your ashes, and then when it dies, you re-summon that specific creature. We have Vanguard Recruiter, which lets us search our, lets us look for a creature. We have a little bit of defense with Awe and Insatiable Blight, a little bit of ramp with Mana Drone. We have God in a Bottle, which is a little bit of defense and just a little bit more like shuffle through your deck. We have Gradaza Hema as a secondary threat. So the idea of Gradaza Hema is not necessarily that the deck is centered around her, but sometimes you end up in a situation where you just don't find Lost, Death, and Feast, so you have run out all of them. And then just playing Gradaza Hema as like this massive-ass secondary threat that can just run over your opponent on her own, even if you don't have any of the other stuff there, because your opponent spent all of their resources removing your Lost, Deaths, and Feast, is pretty powerful. We have Beholds and Becomes. This can copy either Lost, Deaths, and Feast before it's mutated or after it's mutated, or like after it's evolved, any of that stuff. Sometimes, again, you can also just copy Gradaza Hema. It's just like a nice little utility creature that you can use to become a little bit of like something else. We have Into the Hooked, which allows us to uncover a creature and uncommon spell. So again, we can use that to search out something that's holy or Lost, Death, and Feasts. And also, very importantly, we can use it to search out Second Chance, which is another resurrection effect. And then we have War Chronicler. This card is a little bit trickier to use because we require a lot of mana, but every second turn, we can, for 4 mana, add a copy of a card from your ashes to your hand. So that means we can actually take the already evolved version of Lost, Death, and Feast out of our ashes, put it into our hand, and then just play it. And then finally, Forsaken Armorer, which is just something that gives a little bit of additional protection, right? It's just like some buff defense, which really is really nice. So I think you get the basic idea of this deck. This deck plays really kind of differently from a lot of other decks, because it's all about finding Lost, Death, and Feasts. And if you don't find it, you can be in a bit of trouble, but it has enough like search for it that you should be able to get it. And then afterwards, you want to really badly just kill it. Like, you want your creature to die so you can bring it back as often as possible. And honestly, after you start getting these Lost, Deaths, and Feasts out, because they're just so difficult to deal with, they are so powerful, it tends to be pretty overwhelming. Yeah, it does require a bit of work. And I wouldn't say this is a top tier deck, but it is a very fun one. Okay. Is Jimbro the final name of that card? No. Not all cards have final name yet. So right here, this is not a very good starting hand, right? We have a lot of high cost things. We got something that's holy, but we don't really want Gradaza Hema this early. Honestly, ideally, we don't want Gradaza Hema at all. Gradaza Hema is just kind of like a just in case kind of thing. So let's just shuffle this back. This is actually kind of all right, I think. We've got ourselves the Child of the Flame. We've got, some stuff going on here. Although this is not a great start with the Jimbro. That immediately feels bad. I think we might just start out by using our hero power here and just scrying. Vanguard Recruiter. You know what? I will actually keep that. Let's actually keep that. That's actually pretty solid. I like playing these kind of card games, but the only woe for me is that I don't have a lot of time to go over the cards and build a deck myself or try to understand some of the pre-built decks. It would be so nice if you have community decks with explanation how to play included, something like build suggestions from Dota. So something that is actually already in the game, like it's been actually in the demo from day one, is deck sharing. So you can like just share your decks. All right, cool, we found a Lost, Death, and Feast, so that's good. But if you want to, you can go into the Discord, and people are constantly posting like deck codes there. Now, admittedly, they don't really have any guides attached to them, which I understand that's really your main concern there. But that's a little bit more difficult. I guess you can kind of like view this as a little bit of a guide. But yeah. So, we're kind of like taking a little bit of damage here. Nothing too bad, nothing we can't handle yet. So I'm not too worried about the Wilhund. We're playing against a more aggro-based deck, which is fine. They're not super scary for us. Well, they are actually pretty scary, but nothing we can't handle. The question is just how do we handle this specific guy right now. We have kind of like an awkward amount of mana. I think we want to just play this. We want to just play the Lost Death and Feast and just get it out. Now the important thing is, this card evolves at the evolution counter 6. In this bottom left corner here, you can see this is our evolution counter. It's free right now. Now we can spend 1 mana to advance it by 1, or it automatically counts up, right? It will just automatically tick up once a turn. But, I don't know, it's just, like, we don't really want to, like, so if we were to try and resurrect the Lost Death and Feast right now, it wouldn't really work that well. Because it would just not actually have the evolution yet that we need from it. So, of course, we can also... Let's start by playing Child of the Flame here. So, Forsaken Armorer, do we want that? It's gonna be a lot of plating. Yeah, why not? Because what I'm planning to do now is I'm gonna play Beholds and Becomes. And I can actually activate this to become a copy of this, which now lets me trigger its Dawn effect, which lets me fish out this guy right here. And now our evolution counter isn't as advanced as the one of our opponent, because our opponent played Blight Baptism. Which means that our guy is not a 4/6, sadly. But this is still at least a few bodies on the board. What we're trying to do right now is we're just trying to stall a little. We can play the Forsaken Armorer, which will give us free plating. It's very difficult to get through plating, because plating always reduces damage to 1. You need to deal 1 instance of damage for every point of plating your opponent got. So that can be a little bit brutal. And then hopefully we can use an Insatiable Blight to deal with this board. For now, this is looking very much just like a Forsaken Armorer turn. Right, this is just put up some defenses. Pretty strong defenses at that. That will keep us safe for a little while. Which is nice. What is Insatiable Blight? Insatiable Blight is a card that makes you think a little. So it deals 6 damage to a target, to a creature. And then if that creature is destroyed, it deals 6 damage to the creature to the right of it. Right? And if that creature is also destroyed, it just keeps repeating. Like, it just keeps killing the creatures to the right of it until all of them are dead. Or until it runs into something that it can't kill. So if it were to run into an enchantment, if it were to run into a landmark, anything like that, then that would stop the Insatiable Blight from killing it. So it is a very powerful card. It's kind of like the premier green removal. It is a little bit tricky to use sometimes, but I think right now this is just looking like a very good target. So you can see both of those are just taken care of. Our opponent is kind of going nuts on us with the Knife Made Wise, which is a big problem. Oh, that card is... it's a weapon that evolves, which is a little bit silly if you think about it. Okay. So at the current point, our main goal is just to try and survive. We actually have what we need to be able to deal with our... get our summons back out, but now we just need to stay alive. So I think the most important thing here is gonna be, we need to kill both of these. These get stronger every turn. It's just something we can't really deal with at this point. And honestly, the more mana we get, the better for us. So we're going to play a Child of the Flame right here. Or is actually pretty mediocre. Is it good? What are we looking for? Well, ideally, I think we would like another Blight Baptism. If we can't get that, what do we want? I think we actually want just a straight up resurrection effect. Like, ideally, we want just second chance. Because that would just get the big guy back. Alright. We'll deal that. Those spikes, by the way, they indicate taunt, meaning that our opponent has to attack this before it can attack our hero. So, the Child of the Flame also just kind of blocks the first attack. Which is just a little bit more protection here. Ooh. Cool. 6 mana, 1-sided board wipe, only 2 green required. Sounds very balanced. I want you to please keep in mind that this game is played at a much higher power level than you are probably used to. Alright, like, please don't forget about that. I feel like that's something that a lot of people look at the cards in this game and they just think of them the same way they would think of them in different games, and they just don't work quite like that. Anyway, we're dead. Alright, we got rushed down by a pretty strong aggro deck. Honestly, aggro is kind of a weakness of our deck right here. Yeah, like that was a bit brutal. Another thing that I actually would also like to say, and this is something that people haven't really like done yet very much, which is kind of a little bit of a shame. Admittedly, that's also because the UI for it isn't very good yet. But Chroma is from the ground up. It is meant to be played as best of 3 games. It's not actually balanced for best of 1. If you're playing best of 1 Chroma, you're actually not playing the intended game. The intended game is best of 3. Now, that's not to say that I don't think about best of 1 at all. Like, best of 1 is very much being considered at all points, right? But best of 3 is really how the game is meant to be played. And I think if you look at the game, at the cards that are in the game, you can see like how the individual pieces are meant to be used in a best of 3. There's a lot of effects and such that may not seem that useful, or they may seem really niche, but they're actually meant for sideboarding and playing best of 3 games. Anyway, should you be able to tell when your enemy is mutating? Yeah. This is something that, again, it should be visible, but alpha and all of that. How's best of 3 supposed to work? Magic the Gathering style sideboards. Well, it's not just Magic the Gathering that does sideboards, but yes, sideboards. Right? Like, there's pretty much, like, all card games do sideboards in best of 3. Like, that's just how you do that. So, I guess except for Hearthstone, but Hearthstone kind of has their own unique thing. Okay, so this is cool. I'm excited for this. We're playing against Baumi. As I've mentioned before, you never really know what you're in for. This right here is a purple-green curve, so that makes me think it's either healing or the exact opposite, and it's aggro. It seems to be healing because Blossom just came out, but who really knows? Anyway, Mana Dork, we can use our hero power here. We don't really want War Chronicler, which is good. Cool. We just go ahead and do this. We get ourselves 1 mana. So again, the nice thing about Muse having this 1 mana that's just chromatic, it's of all colors, so we can actually play a Lost Deaths and Feast here, which is just really nice to get out immediately, right? And we can even use a Beholds and Becomes to just kind of get more of that. So let's actually do that. Let's play this Beholds and Becomes and create a copy of our Lost Deaths and Feasts, and then we can add 1 mana here, use our power. Vanguard Recruiter, do we want that? Do we not want that? I think we do want that, actually. Yeah, we could find something less holy, which allows us to just kind of like... Yeah, no, that seems reasonable. Because so one of the problems is we have Second Chance. Second Chance summons a permanent from either player's ashes, so you can even steal something from your opponent if you want. But it has the downside that after it dies, that permanent is permanently removed from the game. And that makes things a little bit tricky for our purposes. Alright, Vanguard Recruiter. You know what? I can actually kind of see a War Chronicler. Our opponent is not putting on a lot of pressure. So we could do something wacky with that. Alright, let's go ahead and scry again. We don't really want that. We use this, add 1 mana, and now we're going to advance our evolution. And then we're going to just get a hit in. Cool. Is there any reason for letters next to mana requirements? For example, 2N, 2A, or is that just a placeholder? Oh, you mean like up there at the top that it says 1N, 2A? So that right there is actually just like a colorblind option that I have enabled. You can turn that off if you go onto the settings, options, graphics, and then enable letters and mana symbols. It's just kind of like I got it enabled because like I know that for some people telling just based on the colors can be a little difficult. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. Anyway, if we go into Graveyard, you can now see, or Ashes, sorry. Prototype names. I'll never be able to get rid of them. You can see that our Lost Deaths and Feast is now evolved. It has Yeah, it's 8 attack, 9 health. It's got taunt, it's got ward, it's massive. So what do we do with that? Well, there's a lot we can do with that. First, I think, though, we start out by dealing with this guy. We have another one of these in hand, but I don't really want to deal with that right now. So we play the War Chronicler. I don't have enough mana to do anything fancy right now, I don't think. So let's maybe just like use our hero power. Well, I'll take the Recruiter. And we still have 1 mana remaining. So we'll do that. I'm going to leave this in a combat stance right now. I'm not going to guard it yet. Just because there's no threat from our opponent. Oh, fuck. Never enough. You know what? I think I'm just discarding my hand. So never enough makes us choose one of these. We want to delay destroy all your creatures for as long as possible. I think right now I actually summoned 4 5/5s for our opponent. Do I? No, I discard my hand. Okay, I think the way we go is we discard our hand. Then I destroy all of my enchantments. Then I summon 4 5/5s. And then I destroy all my creatures. Because I need to buy a little bit of time to get the Insatiable Blight back from the ashes with the War Chronicler. That requires 2 turns. And I would like to use my Lost Death and Feast. We don't have much time. Okay, we gotta discard our hand right now. Alright, there goes everything. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to use quite a bit of mana to activate this effect and get ourselves back a Lost Death and Feast. Now we can add 1 mana here and play this big boy. And then we can start dealing damage. This guy is hard to deal with. I mean, as you can see, it's absolutely fucking massive. Man, that's a real problem. That is a real problem, Dad. Never enough. I need to find a way around it. So the good thing is, though, that no! God, okay. Okay, so we've got Rotwraith now in the guarded stance. Hey, Ghost Rider, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So now we destroy all of our enchantments, which don't matter. Wait. Oh, do we summon the 4 5/5s now? There's really not much going on our opponent's board at this point. I don't have any enchantments. I don't think my deck plays any. But if I summon the 4 5/5s, it's actually only 2 5/5s. Wait, no. I'll wait 1 more turn. Because the enchantment creature will stick around. And the other guy's in the guarded stance. And the other enchantments aren't running out yet. So because the other enchantments aren't running out yet, there's 5 spots occupied on Death Raider's board, no matter what. So Death Raider either then can't play anything. Yeah, no, I'm going to destroy my other enchantments right now. Okay. Cool. So what we really badly need to do now is we need to make sure we're building up resources again. So we deal some damage here. We do that. We attack here. We definitely play ourselves the Vanguard Recruiter. There's something less holy. Oh, perfect. So now I can chain something less holy. I play that and I resummon a Lost Death and Feast. So now I can even scry Insatiable Blight. Okay. I think we're actually in a fine spot. Because now if all of my stuff dies, if everything dies to never enough, I actually get 1 more Lost Deaths and Feasts back. Never enough seems crazy. It's super strong, but it's a legendary. You only get 1 per deck, right? And it's like, how much mana is it? 8 mana? 6 devotion mana? This card is really difficult to play. It's super high on mana costs. It's yeah, I don't know. It's just hard to play, man. Like honestly, it's just that's the thing, right? And you only get one of them. So, okay. So this is what I said. I think now we summon the 4/5/5s. Because we are going to draw an Insatiable Blight. Good. So. This is enough mana to deal with this, so we do... Wait. This guy gotta go, right? Because there's some bullshit coming up that will just kill me. I can deal with these guys. I can just like attack here. I don't even need to attack. I think the Rotwraith is actually more important to kill. Okay, so we deal with that. And then we add a mana. We can play into the Hooked, which gives us a Beholden Becomes and a second chance. So we're starting to really get some resources going on. I think I want to kill those 5/5s though, because our opponent can't just pass, which will destroy everything we have. So we're going to just kill these. I want to again keep something that's holy around. So opponent doesn't have any reason to attack us. So this is, by the way, where I really hope that the never enough bug is fixed. Oh, are you gonna be smart about it? Yeah, okay. There's a bug with never enough that I'm not sure if it's fixed yet. That makes it so the last choice doesn't trigger. So what people do is they play a Lunar Witness to extend the duration of it, so the last effect does trigger. I didn't understand anything in that turn. I'm glad. So you might be like, wait, this is complicated. That's exactly what I keep saying, right? Like if you play this game, it feels nothing like Hearthstone. And it does, like it's really its own beast, its own unique thing. So now we destroy all of our stuff, but that's fine. Because first of all, we get to uncover something, and secondly, we get also Lost Deaths and Feast back. How much mana do I have? Cool. If I go like this, I can play the Beholden Becomes, become a copy of this bad boy, which then isn't mutated for some reason. Okay, well, that's stupid. And play a second chance. So this is, by the way, the trick. You don't straight up resurrect Lost Deaths and Feasts. If you resurrect Lost Deaths and Feasts, you lose it after it dies. What you do is you resurrect something less holy. If you resurrect something that's holy, that immediately triggers, and then you select Lost Deaths and Feasts. When this guy dies, yes, this one gets burned, but I do get to keep my Lost Deaths and Feasts. And since that's what this entire deck is about, that's what we're looking for. Well, if never enough works as intended, then the duration is increased. So never enough says you need to choose an option that hasn't been chosen, meaning it wouldn't do anything because I've already chosen all of the options. Oh. I think... No, you screwed up. No, you didn't. You can't attack. Will you? Healing bodies is a problem. That never enough might have been enough. Funnily enough. It might have been enough. Yeah, attacking there is important. Because now the healing bodies comes in. That's a 14/14. Okay. So what we do here is we attack this. We go face with these two. We need to start reducing that HP pool. Then, for a queue like this, I can play Ore, make everything small, and I have a second chance. Now, is there anything in particular I would like to get back via second chance? Something that might be a little bit surprising. I am actually unsure how Never Enough works with second chance. I really don't know. It should enter the opponent's board. But even if it does, it wouldn't do that right now because our opponent's board is full. So I think we wait. We scry once, get rid of that, and then we wait. Okay. So like again, right now that wouldn't do anything. Because our opponent's board is full anyway. So the never enough just wouldn't trigger. So funnily enough, our opponent kind of wants to fill the board now. Oh, man. If I can turn this around with the never enough coming down on their board, that might actually be what I need to win this. The problem is really the healing bodies. Oh, no, that's not good enough. That was actually a mistake. That was actually a pretty big mistake. Yeah, no, that was not smart. So what Death Rider tried to do there is fill their board, right? By filling the board, you try to prevent me from playing never enough, right? But now healing bodies didn't trigger. So that's not good. Alright, so we attack here. Gets us back too. Cool. Don't know why, but sure, we'll take it. And then we'll play this, and now we really hope this enters our opponent's board. Yes! Okay. Alright. And, oh, I will take Radazahima. So, by the way, this is not a bug. This right here is intended. This right here is a bug. I don't know why I have to. I shouldn't have to. Okay, now our opponent has to deal with this bullshit. Now our opponent has to deal with never enough. Wait, what choice did you make? Fuck. Ah, that's too much. It did nothing? Did it not work? Ah, that's a shame. Okay. I can survive a little bit. I can't really afford to get hit by the big boys. Because the following boys are gonna be massive. Okay. Wait, did he kill all creatures? Oh yeah, no, wait, no he didn't. No, the creatures were alive. They No, that didn't trigger. I don't think the never enough triggered. That's really annoying. Wait, is it because it's my never enough and it already had all of its options chosen? And the game already remembers it? That might be it. Like, this never enough might be used up. I mean, that's not really how it's supposed to work, but it kind of makes sense from, like, how that would be programmed. Yeah, I think I lost. I was really banking on this never enough being good enough. What can I do? I need to scry. I don't need you. So I play Radazahima. I put it in the guarded stance. I think I put this guy in the guarded stance too. And then I just need to hope that I find something that's strong enough. I mean, we're practically dead. Like, so Radazahima has an effect that allows her to copy whatever spell you're playing and play it twice. Which could potentially come in handy. Oh god, that's a big boy. Alright. So I can get free plating, but that's not going to be good enough. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. I think Death Raider got us. Oh well. Hey, that was a fun game anyway. I enjoyed that. Oh, God in a bottle would have been nice to have. Yeah, no, that's it. The weapon allows to go through our plating, and then we're gonna get hit for 36 damage. 47 damage. Alright, there we go. Alright. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. So that was a little bit of Chroma. That's what it looks like when you're actually playing real games. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to support Chroma on Kickstarter. We can only make this game happen. We can only finish this game with your help. Anyway, we got Babu'd. So everybody put your Babu sips into chat. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.